In the NFL, one rep can change everything. Timing, chemistry, confidence, all built one snap at a time. Denying those reps isn't just about practice, it's about respect. And when veterans start speaking up, when analysts call it a siren, not noise, you know something's boiling under the surface. So what's really going on here? Is Stefanski protecting his young starter or protecting himself from the heat? Because if the Browns are playing it safe, they might be setting themselves up for something far worse, a season lost before it even begins. When Kevin Stefanski said Shedeur Sanders will get 0 first-team reps, the reaction inside the Browns building was instant chaos. Not quiet disagreement, disbelief. Players, analysts, even former pros couldn't wrap their heads around it. 0 reps? For a rookie quarterback trying to develop under the spotlight of the NFL, it didn't sound like coaching. It sounded like a warning. Inside that locker room, the mood shifted. Some felt this wasn't about football. It was about politics. The message was clear. Shedeur isn't close. And for a young quarterback trying to prove himself, that's the kind of statement that can freeze progress before it even starts. Fans online called it tone-deaf. Analysts said Cleveland was playing scared. The whole thing turned from a rotation issue into a full-blown statement about trust, leadership, and direction. But Stefanski didn't back down. He said there was a reason, and on paper, it sounded logical. Kevin Stefanski defended his decision with calm confidence. He said Dillon Gabriel, being young, needs the bulk of the first-team reps to build rhythm and comfort. Veterans like Joe Flacco, on paper, that logic makes sense. Keep the new starter sharp, limit distractions, and focus on one leader. But here's the problem. That logic only works if everyone buys in. Inside the Browns facility, it didn't sound like a development plan. It sounded like an excuse. Because while Gabriel might be young, so is Shedeur. And every quarterback, no matter how talented, needs real reps to grow. The NFL doesn't slow down for potential. If a coach says a player isn't ready, he better have proof, not just a plan that locks the kid out. And that's exactly why the locker room started pushing back. This wasn't just about reps anymore. It was about respect. Inside the Browns locker room, the tension was real. Players who've spent years in the league could feel it. Something about this decision didn't sit right. It wasn't just about Shedeur, it was about what those missed snaps symbolized. Veterans whispered that this felt like politics, not performance. When a coach says a promising rookie gets 0 time with the starters, it doesn't sound like structure. It sounds like a verdict. It tells the team who's safe, who's stuck, and who's already written off. And that kind of message can break a locker room faster than any losing streak. Some players called it unfair. Others said it was how things really work. In the NFL, the business behind the game. But almost everyone agreed on one thing. This wasn't normal. Stefanski's decision might have been meant to protect one quarterback, but in reality, it divided the entire room. And beyond emotions, there's a real football reason this matters. Timing and chemistry can't be faked. In football, one rep isn't just a throw. Timing, chemistry, and trust. When Shedeur Sanders doesn't take a single snap with the first-team offense, he's not just missing practice. He's missing the heartbeat of the game. The cadence of the starting line, the timing of Amari Cooper's route, the feel of the pocket. Those are things you can't simulate with backups. The 2s and 3s don't move the same way. Their routes are shorter, their timing's off, and their protection breaks quicker. So when a quarterback finally gets thrown into a real game without those reps, it's chaos. It's like asking a musician to perform a symphony after rehearsing with a different band. That's why veterans were so frustrated. They've seen this story before. A young player denied the rhythm of the ones, then blamed when he can't find it in live action. One clean handoff, one short slant, one real rep. It all matters. And when you look around the league, smart teams already know this. They build competition through reps, not excuses. Across the NFL, The best franchises don't hide their young quarterbacks. They prepare them. Look at the Packers with Jordan Love. Even while Aaron Rodgers was still running the show, Love got situational first-team reps every week. It wasn't about favoritism, it was about readiness. The same story played out in San Francisco with Brock Purdy, the last pick in the draft. No hype, no spotlight, yet the 49ers kept him involved with the starters. When his name was finally called, he didn't blink. That's the difference between good coaching and cautious coaching. Good teams understand that reps are trust in motion. They don't protect a starter's comfort, they protect. One quarterback gets everything, the other just watches. But the league isn't patient anymore. One bad drive, one injury, one twist of fate, and that backup suddenly becomes your season. And if that moment comes too soon for Shedeur, Cleveland won't just lose a game, they'll lose months of preparation in a single night. Every coach knows the truth. The NFL moves too fast for comfort. One awkward fall, one hit to the ribs, one bad series, and your backup becomes your season. That's why Kevin Stefanski's decision feels so risky. If Dylan Gabriel struggles or goes down, Shedeur Sanders will be thrown into a storm without ever having stood in the rain. No rhythm with the starters, no timing with the line, no chemistry with his receivers. That's not preparation, that's setting a young quarterback up to fail. Veterans have seen it happen 100 times. A team loses weeks, even months of progress because their next man up was never truly ready. It's not about talent, it's about timing. And timing only comes from real reps. If that moment comes, and it always does, the Browns won't just face a quarterback problem. They'll face a leadership problem. Because when Shedeur steps in unprepared, the question won't be why he wasn't ready. It'll be why he was never given the chance to be. And that's the real conversation. Not about reps, but about how true contenders build trust and culture. Championship teams are built on courage, not comfort. The great organizations, Kansas City, San Francisco, Baltimore, they don't play scared. They trust their depth, they rotate their talent, and they let competition shape the locker room. That's how you grow future starters before the season demands. Cleveland, right now, feels different. They're guarding the status quo instead of grooming what's next. By keeping Shedeur Sanders off the field, Kevin Stefanski isn't protecting his team. He's limiting it. Because in this league, preparation isn't optional. It's survival. Shedeur doesn't need a handout or hype. He needs opportunity. A few first-team snaps, a handful of live reps, a moment to feel the rhythm of the game. That's how confidence is built. That's how leaders emerge. If the Browns keep playing it safe, they'll keep watching opportunity pass them by. Because football doesn't reward hesitation, it rewards readiness. And when that one moment comes, when the starter goes down and the lights get bright, we'll see if Cleveland prepared for it, or just hoped it would never happen.